Hi everyone, this is Amit Jain, the founder of MentorMind. Today I'm joined by Jennifer Severini-Kresock, the founder of NEPA Career and College Counseling Associates, providing personalized guidance to students and families for more than 15 years now. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining me today. How are you doing?
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Jennifer, to start with, can you tell us a little bit about your services and the families you serve?
Sure. As you said, I started my business about 15 years ago. Prior to that, I was in the public school system, and I saw a great need for students, families in the college advising area. When I was in the school system, there were so many other duties that had to be performed that I just didn't have a lot of time to spend with kids on college. And it's such a big decision that they have to make. And it's important for parents and families to be aware of everything, because it's a business and they're buying a college education. So they should be aware and they should be able to talk about and spend time making the right choices. So that's when I decided to leave the public school system and start NEPA Career and College Counseling Associates. And yes, 15 years later, 785 families have been served and going strong. Every season it gets better and better. And the families are actually, it started that they were from the local area here in northeastern Pennsylvania, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area. But now that after COVID, I guess it opened up a lot of doors. And I'm very fortunate to have clients now also in southern Pennsylvania and throughout the South. I have students in North Carolina and I go all the way up to Maine as well. I have students in Maine and everywhere in between. So it's just grown. It's mainly been word of mouth. I do a little bit of advertising in a couple local publications and I've written several articles, but basically it's just been word of mouth and the families keep coming because there's such a great need. And I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a parent of a high school student, I can totally understand the anxiety that we generally have about what's going to happen, the career overall, the college admission process. But then also, it's an investment, as you said, it's a business, it's an investment. We're putting our money in and a lot of money and a lot of time. This is the inflection point for any teenager, any high school students. So thanks a lot for all these services. Where do you see this going, the overall college and career advising over the next few years? Do you think that it's changing what families expect from a counselor like yourself?
I think as we talked a little bit even before we started recording, like a one-stop shop. I believe that also. I think having the college advising, but also having test prep. I also do some work with financial aid. I have a financial planner who I work with, and I refer families to him as well. I just think it's important. Families are busy, and to be able to get all the answers in one place, I think is helpful in terms of moving things along. There's many families that I work with, they're two parent, working very professional careers, other children that have other things going on, to be able to come and get everything they need here and put their trust in my business has been, I think, very helpful. And I see it getting even more. I'm always thinking about what else can I add to help families. I've done a little bit with the athletic recruiting process. Anything that I can do to help make it easier and make it a one stop, I think is vital for the future. And even as competitive as the process is getting, it gets more competitive every year. Having all those services available, I think, puts families a little bit more at ease with the process. And I try to make it as stress free as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from a family's perspective, they're always looking for the outcome, right? They are expecting some outcome, and obviously, if there is a single company or one person who can guide them through the whole process, that's the best, right? That takes away that stress from the families, and it makes the whole process very smooth. What made Mind relevant to your goals you're trying to achieve? I know you have mentioned a few times you were looking for a solution like that, and finally you found us, Mind, the platform as well as the team. So what was that goal that you were trying to achieve?
I had another test prep company that I was working with, but I didn't feel that it was enough. And it was limited as far as what was available. And when I saw you on LinkedIn, I thought, This is something, and I like the idea that you have the AP courses incorporated, or you're
Right.
working on incorporating more. I also like that private tutoring is available. There are private tutors in my area, but it's again, it's difficult. A lot of them are either retired or they're teachers that work every day. A lot of times the schedules are a little bit difficult. So again, having Mental Mind and having these resources available through you has made my life a lot easier.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And as you said, the AP it's for students getting into the college, their early high school. That's where it's relevant. And as students go into junior and senior year, they go for these AP courses and earn credits, and hopefully that saves a lot of their time and energy and money when they're in college, while they prepare the AP courses in their high school. That's wonderful, Jennifer. How do you suggest these college counselors like navigate through this whole rapidly evolving education space? There is a lot of AI into the mix now. There was a conference recently which a lot of college counselors attended, and there was like one theme like how do you navigate through this process and what's changing? Like what do you think? What's your opinion there?
I think AI is a valuable resource as long as it's used with integrity and
Yeah.
professionalism. I don't want to lose sight of the human connection that's needed, I think, in this process. I think AI can be used to help with the process, but I still think human beings need to get to know my students and be able to talk to them and then use the AI resources to help them, but never lose sight of the fact that I'm dealing with human beings, and we need to
Right.
keep it that way because it's also important for them in our changing world to know how to deal with people. So it's like a microcosm of society that we're showing them what the appropriate professional things are to do in terms of AI, and they can, of course, use them in their own careers as they go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, I feel that it's even more important to have that personal touch. With so much information is available, right? With AI and all these different models. So what is more relevant? What is more important for me as a student, as a family? I think human to human touch is even more important now because,
Absolutely.
and so if somebody can guide through the process, and not only the just the college, but then lasting through the college and building a successful career, I think it's very critical. So what you're doing is makes sense, even though AI is into the mix, and you and the students and families they use AI to assist as a tool, but that personal guidance through a human connection is still the key.
Yes,
Wonderful.
definitely.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for talking to me, and you have been doing great. And this is a great partnership with Mentomind, and we continue to evolve as a company. And exciting to be part of what you are trying to do.
Well, thank you for creating it because it's definitely made a difference already, and I look forward to many more years. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye.